Good evening, Dr. Shakti Singh Chauhan. Thanks for accepting my invitation to come on live. I'm sure my audience will be very happy to see you talk about your journey. And let me also introduce you to the audience. Probably after that, you can give a brief. So this is Dr. Shakti Singh Chauhan, the first PhD holder in facilities management in India, right? And he's been worked in lot of multinational organizations like American Express, WNS, Shopper Stop, Orange, and the latest recent assignment like head of Reliance Retails. And after that, being a country head for HDFC Bank for almost 3.5 years, and then now as a head executive director for ISS Facilities Services for the industrial manufacturing segment. So, well, Dr. Shakti, thank you for this opportunity to talk to you. Would you like to give us a brief? Probably I have already given, but something that I missed, you would like to cover that up?
First of all, I would like to thank you, Wilson. It's been wonderful. It is always wonderful to speak to our fellow colleagues, and with the kind of cause you have picked up, I feel always wonderful to contribute towards and support to what you're doing. Um, you have explained all what I've done, but then just to give brief is over around 30-year plus of work experience in facilities management, and the journey is still on, and I'm still learning around. So happy to be here, and happy to see that if I can add further in by any other way, including all the viewers and the people who will see this telecast.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so I would like to ask you, can you share your journey and what brought you where you are today, Dr. Shakti?
It's a definitely long journey, as I said, 30 plus years. I would start back when I started working. It was 18 and a half year of age, young age, when I left my home from Gurgaon in 1991. After my first year of graduation, I was selected for Air Force ground duties when I was 18 and a half, and I was deputed for training in Karnataka, one place called Sambra. Uh, Gone through a wonderful 1 year, rigorous training, uh, and it just enjoyed that sort of a discipline, the kind of overall camaraderie of people, the respect of the defense forces, all that. But then certainly, it was pretty young, and I was not very sure about what I'm supposed to do in my life. I felt that maybe I will be restricted to my growth here, and decided to leave Indian Air Force after 7 years almost, which was premature and on education ground to want to start. I just felt that maybe I can contribute bigger in some other places, and that's my journey. That's where my journey started in corporate sector. Uh, it's interesting, in fact, to note that when I left Air Force, I wanted to be a software developer. So before I, sort of, left my uniform, basically I have trained myself for all the Visual Basic, C++, Oracle, D2K, so many other languages, HTML, and wanted to go to US. Unfortunate or fortunate, 1999 there was a visa cap from US, and then I was looking out for a job in civil after all this, after leaving Air Force, and was getting all ab initio job in IT sector. I realized that possibly, it will be like too late to start. I was around 25 and a half that time, and of course married, and my son was almost about a year old. So I had responsibilities and wanted to do, quickly start something, not to take more gap and all. I thought maybe, and some of the friends have suggested that why don't you try in the human resource industry, facilities or administration kind of industry, because you already have 7 years of experience, you're trained in different, computer languages, and still, so all that makes you a good professional. Appeared for a few interviews, and I got through all of them. In fact, three of them. I got three offers. Joined Shopper Stop. That time there was the first Shopper Stop coming up in Gurgaon. It was in 1999. And I was part of initial setting up team, the first organized retail store in North. It was part of Ansal Plaza in South Delhi. That's my first job after leaving Air Force, and been just looking out for anything which makes me uncomfortable, which makes me think twice, which pushes me to the corner, and which is not my comfort zone. So journey is really definitely very, very interesting journey so far. But what made me bring to this place is looking out for new challenges, not sort of looking out for the comfort zones always, uh, taking risk in life where I feel is that I need to do better. Of course, have just concentrated on three, four things which have been always top of my mind. One is compassion, working with people. Definitely, compassion is one of the key asset, key skill. Discipline that was brought in by blood, I would say, and the kind of background I come from, and of course, then decision making power, where I could I could take opportunities, I could take risk in life, where it is all difficult. Decide what can go with you. So I think these two three things have been key part of my journey, that uh, where I've reached today, and I'm happy to just see this journey is still on.
Excellent. Thank you. I think probably a lot of people will definitely get inspired by what you said, about your inspiration to come to this path. I think, in fact, talking to you and listening to you, it is like some more inspiration for me as well. Great. So, Dr. Shakti, can you let me know who has been your biggest influencer or mentor in your life so far?
Ah, I think this is a bit tough here, because you know I think you get inspiration from everyone you meet in life. Inspiration is not about looking up a person who is, someone has grown or been very, very successful in his life. Inspiration can be from anyone, like, when we when we get out from our homes in the morning. Inspiration can be from someone like your chauffeur, who is doing his duty so sincerely every day, when he makes sure that your car is spick and clean, and he's so smiling every time. Even if you want to start at 5 o'clock in the morning, he's still all dressed up and smiling. Good morning, sir. I think that's an inspiration you can take from him. Inspiration can you can take from your family, like, your wife, let's say, your mother. They do 18 hours of job uninterrupted, 24 into 7. You can make them get up at 1 o'clock in the night, and they will still be ready to give you every support in the 6 morning, in the 5 morning as well, without any complaint, without any payment, without any specific rewards. So there are so many inspirations in life, but yes, one thing for sure is that the most inspiration and most support to where I'm reached today has been my family. Rock solid support by my family, my parents, of course, my wife, my kids. They've been always, making sure that I do something tough, and they support me for whatever I choose to, and make me deliver and also be successful. So I think that part of home I have never bothered to look at. So only the profession part is what I've always been working towards, and they made sure that the 50% or maybe 70% of the work is they take care of that. So I can definitely say that my inspiration being the family always.
Excellent, excellent. So there are so much of inspiration we can draw from our family members. Even I learn so many things from my daughter every day. Right, the way she's handling, she manages her things. She's pursuing her medicine, and I know it's very tough, but the way she's managing, and on top of that, the stress they have, it's too much. But end of the day, when you see her smiling, the way she's been able to tackle, and also the other people in your family, I think though there will be no one else, where you can draw more inspiration than your family members, and also the people that you meet. Like you said, spoke about your chauffeur. He always keeps your car spick and span, always smiling. I'm sure he has his own things to tackle, but at the end of the day, he makes you feel good That what else do you need? Good. Thank you for this wonderful reply. Now, going to the next question, can you just let us know what has been the biggest challenge you have faced so far in your career or life, and how did you overcome that?
Challenges have been many, if you literally ask me, because we are still evolving as individual. We are still evolving as an as country in terms of growth. So I feel where we come to a level to have respect equal for everyone, I think it's still a long way to go. Um, I've been traveling to different places globally, and I find the human resource, or the humans, have more respect than any other country, than India. I would say, just because we are populated so much, and it is more cheaper to get people. I think the respect part gets diluted here,
Mm.
and I think that's a bit of a challenge across, I find, in terms of differentiating different people, different categories, different ranks, different skill sets, all then making or feeling them as in one human chain. So that's something I find, and I feel uh, I still a long way to go. But that, as a specifically as a person, I've never feel that as a challenge, because my approach towards everyone has been always very simple, very very simple, that I would not like to behave with someone, I don't like someone to behave with me. So I think, if you keep that in mind, if you keep respect for everyone, I think the life is much easier. You, as an individual, as you have your share of challenges most of the time. There are different mood swings, there are different situations which takes makes you take decisions in different areas, different organizations, and different roles. But then I think, as far as your conscience is clear, as far as your understanding is clear, I think these will never be your hindrances or things which will keep you awake the whole night.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for that motivational words, Doctor. And it's really nice to listen to all those things. I am sure a lot of people go through a lot of challenges, but end of the day, some people don't know how to get out of it or how to de-stress those. But I think these are really words of wisdom. Okay, moving forward, Doctor Shakti Singh Chauhan. You are the first PhD holder in facilities management in India. What inspired you to do the PhD?
Uh, I think this inspiration, I would say, I would give this credit to my one of the organization, Reliance, where I worked for almost 7 years in retail industry. I we have we possibly were evolving as an country on the organized retail. We had different formats coming here, and I think Reliance Retail was the biggest portfolio across, I would say, in Asia Pacific. And when, let's say, in case you are an entrepreneur, you want to start a retail chain or something, and you want to look for a document where you to see that how the overheads can be done, what are the opportunities, what were the threats for all these operations. They will not find any document specifically related to India, and that is where I felt that we're doing such a big retail, such a huge footprint. Why not to bring in this sort of a document which can help people? And my boss, ex-boss, Mr. Pankaj Pawar, was a managing director for Geo now. He definitely said, Shakti, I'm sure if you started, you will definitely do it. So I recommend you to go for this PhD program. And I took a plunge. Of course, the whole team supported me for that, and that's what motivated me. Okay, I think it's good idea to go back, give back to the society for what all learning we have done. So these theses were about impact of facility management cost in operating retail stores which are more than 10,000 square feet area. So that's the story behind doing my PhD, and also completion and motivation.
Great. Well done. Okay, sir, if someone wants to go through the thesis, will it be available somewhere or they can reach out to you for a copy of that if they have to learn something from that?
Yes, yes, for sure. I have a hard copy and soft copy both. and it's supposed to be put in the database of the PhD domain. My university has also put it up for the public to refer it.
Okay. So okay, good. Probably I'll take the link and also able to give it to the viewers in case they have to go through that.
So
Okay. Now since we are talking about facilities management, and you've been a veteran in this industry, so where do you see the industry is heading towards in future?
I think my personal opinion is for next 20-25 year belongs to the facility fraternity now. The growth is shifting to new gear in India. I think the next 10, 15 years or 20 years, the only people will talk about growth in different fields, different areas, different volumes, different cities, going from a tier one to tier two to now tier three or tier four as well sometimes. So it's a huge potential. The return is so amazing that every country is looking at investing this side. That means what? The This particular fraternity will have an amazing way forward. I think if you really want to make your career, this is the place. Because so far, maybe 5 years before, we did not have a program which were teaching facilities management. Today, at least I know three, four in university which are having program in facilities management. So we are doing so much of effort as an organization, as in country, as the government of India is doing so much of focus on the growth, like they're developing airports, hospitals, chain of retail stores, or some different things in atomic energy, solar energy. There are different level all of growth is happening, but no one is talking about how this infrastructure which is set up will be maintained and maintained skillfully, because maintaining is different, but if you are not skilled enough to maintain this infrastructure, I think the cost of fit out will certainly be out of box, and people will definitely be hesitant in spending that much of capex again and again. So this mindset brings focus on people like us on facilities management, those who are trained and can help people train to be more skilled and maintain those infrastructure. Those The life cycle of that cost can be increased by at least 25 to 30%, simply just because a trained person is taking care of those old infrastructure. So that's perspective. Another 20-25 year belongs to the all infrastructure facility management people, and their growth will definitely be there. We still in a dearth of best skilled people in the industry, and the way the demand is increasing, I think we will be always short of these trained resources. So great time for people. I think if you are an engineer, you are a hotelier, or different thing, if you have some interest towards having bit challenge in your life, I'm inviting and requesting all the professional to join this field. You will see that you are growing more than or quicker than in many of those IT or finance or other marketing professionals.
Yes, yes, very, very true. We have seen multifold growth in this industry in last couple of years, and it's also industry now is getting recognized, which
Yeah.
was not there earlier. And thanks to veterans like you, who've been very vocal about the industry and the opportunities in the industry. Since we are talking about this industry, and you also talking about people to come and join, what is the advice would you like to give for someone who's starting in this industry?
uh, it depends from where he or she comes, first of all, but then few things are common. I think uh, the first thing which I will tell everyone or every professional coming this side is, don't settle for less. The second thing which I will all ask everyone to keep your curiosity hat on. Ask more questions, ask more details, ask more data. The third part, which I would feel that they should always keep in mind, is that they're dealing with the human resources. Compassion is, it cannot be the last this thing, last or least important, but the important thing when you're dealing with all the manpower across. So have that compassionate mindset, because if you will not walk the talk, I think people won't believe you as a leader. I think these are three, four things, and the last thing is, of course, respect for the your business or your domain. I think these four things, which I always want, I always tell people, and I basically say it as a grow, GROW. G for gratitude, have gratitude mindset for everyone. Whatever we do, respect. The R is for respect. Respect your work, your job, or whatever. Like any shopkeeper does every day morning when he gets into the shop, he worships the God and the place.
Yes.
Right? We if we have that sort of a respect to our work, I think it will go to the next level. O is always is about ownership. Take ownership. Like we take ownership of our homework. Like if anything goes missing, if my refrigeration at home is not working, and if my wife tells to ask someone to get it repaired, I don't tell her back is that this guy was off. I take responsibility of everything and get the job done. Similarly, our family takes the responsibility of everything and they get the job done. We don't pass on the buck. So we take absolute ownership. So if we keep that mindset, I think this develops you when one of those unique and authentic leader later on. And last word is willingness. That the word I said, curiosity, the question asked, willingness to do bit more every day. If you are, let's say, running 5 kilometer, run 5.5 kilometer every day means 10% more or 5% more every day. So this 5% or 10% more will take you absolute at a great level. But
Yes.
have that mindset that you have to do bit more than yesterday.
True.
That's what give you an absolute great sleep. So that grow mindset will always make you grow in life.
Very true. Very true. I also strongly believe in the compounding effect.
Yes.
A bit a little more every day, and you don't know the tremendous result you will get it at the end. Okay, one more question, sir. You've been there in the other side of the table all your years, working for American Express, WNS, Orange, Shoppers Stop, then Reliance and HDFC. Now coming back to this side of the table, you're working with a partner, service partner. How does it feel, and what made you do this to come to this side of the table?
It's a great feeling. In fact, I am feeling that I wish I was here before. Uh, could have done some major transformation to some places, but then it's even still better when you normally, in an initial time you choose a job, but after a certain time your job chooses you.
Yeah.
So I think this particular time the job chose me. Uh, why I'm here is, see, when you're working with an individual organization, there is always a limit. If I'm working with a bank, it is only everything stops at India. In specific my domain, I've been India head for different companies. So that setup of India can be from one city to five city to 10 city to 100 cities to 500 city or 2000 cities. That's India setup. And I know it is bigger enough to have challenges. But when you have done this much, even bigger than this, anyone think of 2,800, 2,700 cities in India. So what is next for me to grow? I think the next for me to grow is having multiple companies like that. So that is where I feel is an industrial or a domain expert gets to learn. I will get a learning only when I will have multiple accounts like Reliance or HDFC or any other the biggest giant in India, which we have or some of us have worked. So this will the place. It is the second part is there has been always a myth in people's mind that the other side of the table is very dirty or it is mucky and people don't feel, though they don't take pride in doing that because it's a you have to ask business from people. People change color when you go and meet them as a friend also. So they feel it's a different way, and that's the problem of getting evolved as professionals. Believe me, that's the myth and that's the mindset I wanted to change. And I said, okay, let me take this step. When I am visible at that level, I want people to follow and change from the other side of the table. Because if you are a good resource, the other side of the table can only sustain you if you are a good resource, if you are a good leader. And it can't be, you can't be just sitting on a chair for 20 years or 27 years or 15 years and not adding to your domain. I don't think that kind of situation can happen in a company like ISS or any other facility services provider company, because you are learning every day. Otherwise, it will be very tough for you to kind of survive. So that's the learning. That's how I feel. Being other side of the table has a limited access. You have a different kind of a pride. This side is about different challenges. If you are of a mindset where you feel that you want to have new challenges in life, you want to grow, you want to learn every time, I think these are the organization where you can do that. And precisely one of the reason is that.
Yeah, I think that's a good, very great answer, because most of the time people think the grass is green on the other side,
Yeah,
right? But actually, if you look at, there is a lot of learning in this industry, and every day is a learning day for us. And believe me, I'm there since last 21 years. There's never day is gone where I have not learned something new.
absolutely. So you can be at an absolute easy way, comfort zone, as in a company, not adding anything in your life, getting your salary, two punch and a one lunch in a day. I think that's okay for people to not change the other side.
Yeah.
But if you really want to challenge yourself, I think challenge
Yes.
something you feel is difficult. Do something you feel is very, very difficult for you.
Yes. Thanks for that. Okay, coming back to sir yourself, you've been in so many organizations and so many teams you have handled, so many people you have handled. I know maybe in thousands of people probably in some of the industries you have handled. So tell me, sir, how do you approach leadership and building a team?
I give you my answer about how to grow in life, to follow grow. That
Mm.
is the gratitude, respect, ownership, and willingness. I think that's my mantra. That's my Shakti mantra. I would say is that this is how we grow, because these four things will always you keep you on toes. This was it's more of a the QMS program. QMS is your quality management system. So you PDCA, plan, do, check, act, audit. So it's similarly same. So you keep, that willingness keeps you getting you more, asking you for more, learning more things, take more responsibilities. But at the same time, you must respect, you must have a gratitude towards what you're doing, and you should be in a complete ownership of what you're doing, and not that you should take the advantage or passing the buck, or shred the responsibilities. So the answer is very, very clearly is grow for that. Because until we respect, we don't enjoy what you do. Until we respect, I think we don't have that sort of an happiness of wherever we work, irrespective of the organization. uh, I think gratitude is one thing which I feel is very, very important, knowing that uh, you know that particular place wherever we are working gives a reason to happiness or reason to celebrate to the whole family, because we get money from there. We spend almost most of the organization, we spend more time in workplaces than our home. If you say people travel for half an hour, 1 hour every day, one side, 2 hour, 3 hour of travel across big metros, and then 9 to 10 hours of job, 13, 14 hours it goes in about for the organization.
Yes.
And weekends, 2 days off is definitely not a 2 days off literally, because you still have the so many escalations, to sort of keep a maintenance and keep yourself ready for the Monday thing. I think the overall support is you get possibly about a day off, for a few hours as an absolute mind. Therefore, you have to respect it in a way, is that that this particular place gives the reason, to pay the bills of every bill of my family. you know so I have to have that tremendous respect, irrespective of the place I'm working, irrespective of the job I'm doing. So I think these are a few things which we keep in mind. Life is settled. We are disciplined about the normal way of life. We know what is legal, what is not illegal, what is legal, what is not legal. Uh, of course, then ownership is uh, it's about doing my job. What I'm doing is perfectly right that way. I was in one of these speaking session. I was talking to my housekeeping team in Bangalore sometimes in Reliance. So there were, I think, a few hundred people, and someone who's doing morning cleaning and all, he feels that how I will contribute to Reliance and Reliance growth. So I was giving them example, even that broomstick they use every day. There's a life to it. You use it for a month and then you throw it because it's not working. But I said, if you use it in a proper way, you keep it in a proper way, the 150 rupees broomstick will, have an extension of 20 days of life, which means that, you are adding at least 50 rupees extra. You say 40,000 people and adding 50 rupees extra, just multiply the volume. And just not 1 month, like over the year, I've told them that if we become successful, it's because you're taking ownership of every penny spent from. Think that money is going from your pocket, not think that your money is going from the owner or the organization.
Yeah.
Every time you have to think that every money which is spending, you are approving or you are spending, goes from your pocket. Like I give another example. You call an electrician at home and you just want to pay him 500 rupees for one specific repair of your refrigeration, let's say. But as soon as he comes in, I think everyone will say, Ki, the better, if you can please fix this bulb also. Can you just fix this fan also? 5 minute job. So you create 500 out of 500, you create at least 1,500 rupees value out of that 500 cost.
Yes.
That's because the money is going from your pocket. Secondly, when you have agreed to paying 500, you negotiate well with him. He will say that 700, or you say 1,000 rupees. You will say it's a 2 hour 1 hour job. How it is 500 more 1,000 rupees. So you give him the minimum. So that mindset, that ownership, is will take you places. That is something the best for any organization. If you're taking that sort of an ownership, believe me, even sky is not a limit for you.
So I've got last two questions for you.
Sure,
Uh,
shoot.
I'm sure so many years in the industry. What's a one mistake you made early on that taught you a very valuable lesson?
Oh, okay. Failure. Uh, I have failed many times in life, so I can, and I'm not hesitant saying that you know one should not fail. I think if you really want to grow in your life, you must fail once or twice, or even more. More the failure, the more the strength which comes to your life. Uh, you should not stop trying just because you feel that it is very tough or you may fail. I think you must try if you have more chances of failure, because I think you will repent not trying than having failed on those things. I have seen this in my life. you know 2017 is when I did my PhD. I had never felt in my life so far before that is that I will be a PhD holder, right? Just because I was not a studious person in my the whole career of my education. I did not do my graduation on a regular because I joined Air Force. So I have to all study open colleges and distance learning programs. But then I felt that, yeah, at least that part I want to keep alive. There's something which you must gain on the education front. Try and do it. After 2017, when I came back to Gurgaon in 2020 22, I was thinking bit more comfortable. And what will surprise you, me and my wife joined LLB program now. We have passed our first year program, both together sitting in front of each other and giving our exams. This is fun. You should keep trying something which is difficult in life, but not failing has given me lessons. The failing has given me all the lessons. uh, at least first thing, I would say that if you really want to start in your career, make sure that you prepare well. You must educate yourself well. uh, I did not say that I failed just because I was possibly gung-ho about facing the life in an early stage. I said, okay, but I can do studies and all. People sort of advised me, you can study while in Air Force as well. So I think, but then I would still feel that you should complete your studies properly. If whatever programs you do it, because after once you are in the race, in this so-called rat race, it is very very tough to concentrate on the studies. The second part is, I think, not failed, I would say, but then what is important for us to keep your family in focus. uh, because see, you can be with best of company, you can be in the best of boardrooms, best of executives, best of organization. But then they are all momentous. They will be for a certain period with you. But then who will, when you are alone, who are the people who are supporting you? It is your family.
Yes,
So I
yes.
think that you must not compromise. One must not compromise on that. Even if you are feeling that your career is on the best speed and are in the best shape, you can compromise. I don't think that is worth doing that. Your family is your priority. Has to be some your priority. Uh, because you can do anything when your family is supporting you, but if there is no support from your family, you will be, even with the whole world is supporting you, you will not be successful. So I think I've seen this very closely. I remember one of the statement from my father when I was leaving Air Force is that because I didn't know what I will do after leaving, but I only knew that I will do better than what I'm doing now. So the only comforting and strengthening statement my father gave that time is, "Oh, that's okay. Let him come. At least we will not let him die hungry." So so that was, while I've never taken support from my parents after 18 and a half year of my age. I am a self-made person because even my education I've done everything. So I'd said I will, because we were three brothers and sisters. So I always felt that, uh, let my parents spend money on my younger ones, let them give the best education they can. I will, I will try and do myself whatever I can do for myself. And that's had been the, way to look at things. So I think one should feel that this is how the life one has to follow, face, and even if something you feel is you failed, I think that is somewhere you feel is that maybe this is not where you were meant for. There could be something much bigger than what could be destined for you in future. So that failures is not for that particular. We should not look for that particular area where we failed, because that's a lesson we should take it as, not as something of matter of shame. Any failure, I would say. So all those things, the way this is how I've been living my life, enjoying my life, I would say, not living.
Very thoughtful, absolutely thoughtful. Okay, Dr. Shakti, last question. If if you have to go back in time, what advice would you give your younger self?
Oh, interesting. I, in fact, if you ask me literally, I have kept time for myself, for everything. I had good friends. In fact, I have my friends from my village time. I have my friends from all the different companies I worked with. So I have a good share of different emotions. So if I had a good, want to give a good advice to more younger myself, is possibly, some, as I say, on the education front, that I wish I could have gone to some Ivy League college, about having that sort of an experience on education, that professional education. um, I wish if that was possible. Then the other advice I would give is, not much, I would say. I'm pretty much okay. So, I got married when I wanted to get married. Uh, I have an absolute amazing family, two wonderful kids. Uh, so I don't find there's something which I missed. I somewhere I would give an advice and want to become, if I given an opportunity. I would be happy to come back again with the same Shakti and live the same life. I'm
Excellent.
just talking that way.
Very nice. Very nice. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Thank you so much for that. And thank you for your time, Dr. Shakti. It was indeed a very, very thoughtful moment for me. And probably I have learned so many things while talking to you. You know, how you been able to make over your life, and from where you started and where you are today. And I'm sure sky is the limit for you, you know, because I'm sure people who come to your life may be thinking it like a blessing to their life, you know, in the kind of thoughts, the inspirations that you are for people. I'm very sure you may be would have inspired so many lives, you know, today. and the kind of blessings you'll have. Maybe so many people would have learned from you. You would have touched so many people's life, and I think I am one of them. Right? Maybe from today onwards, I would rather say I'll be great. One of the fan of Dr. Shakti Singh Chauhan, and it was indeed great talking to you, Doctor. And thank you for this session. And I'm very sure my viewers will be very happy to see this and learn so many things from you. Right, Doctor Saab? Thank you so much for your time. See you.
Thank you, William. In fact, sorry, Wilson. Uh, this is a privilege to speak to someone who is feeling that he wants to contribute to the people, who wants to guide some people, who wants to bring some different knowledge, different view, different perspective about life to someone else. I think you could be one of those lighting posts for the people who sort of bring, just to show that path is so clear. So thanks to you, in fact. So for first of all, for bringing me here and making me speak. In fact, I was not sure. Like you said, we will have a chat about the overall understanding and way forward. I never knew this discussion will be so interesting to even speak to you. It is always, I did not prepare. I hope I would have done better in case if I would have prepared on a so-called verbatim and different professionalism and other things. So that's what I feel. Uh, and at the same time, I think getting inspiration is always mutual.
Yes.
Because I see there's a lot of positivity around how what you have shaped up, how you have shaped up your life. I'm also proud and in fact privileged to know you as a person as well. And at the same time, it's always a delight to speak, to be of any help, and to be helpful. I always say that one of the Shakti mantra I say is the comfort zones are traps.
Yes.
So don't get caught on those traps. And these are the things which you should always keep so in your mind. And one of those another leadership Shakti mantra which I always say is don't believe in delegation of authority.
Yes.
So if you want to grow in your life, don't believe in delegation of authority. Believe in delegation of ownership. So
Yes.
that's that ownership mindset we always carry and help. That will be always helpful to everyone. So these could be few takeaways in case as a viewer you want to grow or people want to grow.
Yes.
And I'm available on different forums, different platforms. While I don't professionally speak much, but as a friend, we are always as a mentor or anything. People reach out to me on LinkedIn and other places, and I help them for whatever capacity I can, and I will be happy to help further if anyone reaches me out. So thank you so much for having me here. It's just a privilege. And I'm also wishing you all the luck, success, happiness, and wonderful health for the next adventure, whatever
Yes.
adventure you're taking.
Yes.
And of course, I'll be around to see you growing and
Definitely.
shining.
Would need a lot of your help. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank
Take
you.
care. See you.
You too. Bye for now.
Bye. Thank you.